Okay. All right, can you hear me?
We're on. Are we on?
Yes, we're on. Mark, the sound still didn't work this morning. I mean, with Maria, so kid came upstairs and that was so hard on his body. Okay. Oh, he was okay. He'll be
High
okay.
vibes up, everybody. High
Right.
vibes up. Today it's about high vibes up and health. So I think this is going to be a very, very important subject matter today and very important topic. I don't know what you say because high vibes up is all about high vibration. And that's what we're speaking about today.
Yes, it is. So we're excited to see what you're going to bring to the table.
Oh, well, first of all, I got very excited last week when I saw the mapping project, who you have done videos with, many videos with, come up with this amazing graphic, which we're going to bring up because we don't want to, mention certain terms, that speaks about how can we help anybody that's had this and that things that are coming out. Now, why is this really important? And it was mind blowing. A, because it confirms a lot of things that you've been saying to people, that you've been suggesting, Candy, and a lot of things I've been suggesting have all entered into the boxes. So that we're going to cover those. But secondly, what I want to stress to people is just because we have not had this does not mean we're not being exposed to what's flying in the air. Another thing that people are going to be shocked to hear is most of the food that we are eating when we're going out or taking out or process has that shedding stuff. Again, most of the food that people are eating when they take out or when they sit at a restaurant has it in there. So today, what we're discussing about health together, Candy, and we're going to bring up the graphic and just go through it and cover some of the key points, is everybody, not just our loved ones that have taken that, need to be making sure that each of these 5 boxes, they are doing something for themselves. Okay? Because it's in the air, it's in our food, because we don't know who's touched the food and what they've done, what they've prepared. And I don't know if people know, but I worked as a restaurant consultant for many years on the back end. I saw things that horrified me. Okay, so I can tell you now, they have not changed those practices. So I know it's in the food. So I don't mean to, I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just saying this is for everybody. Okay, so we all need to basically, we're in the cabal world, we're in the 3D world, and we need to take, measures for our health. So what I think we will do is bring up the graphic, just so it's there, and then we'll just move it around each section, and together we're going to add our sort of wisdom. Now, the one thing that I wanted to say with this graphic is I did try to reach out to the gentleman of the mapping project, but I think he's a little bit too busy. It is lacking a lot of things. Again, I stress, it is lacking a lot of things that weren't considered by these team of people. And that is, it doesn't take into account the mind, body, and spirit fully. So there's a lot of stuff to do with the spirit, ancient wisdom that's not addressed here, that we're going to highlight, that I feel should be added in there. And there's a lot of things with the mind that are not addressed. So they have sound therapy, and other things like maybe, take this detox bath that we're going to talk about, but they don't cover everything. So should I try sharing it, or is it easier for you to share the screen for this amazing graphic that blew my mind?
Yeah, go ahead and try.
Okay, let me try. So I'm going to go share screen. Can everybody see that?
Yes, perfect.
Oh,
Perfect
okay.
job.
Oh my God, first time I shared a screen and it worked. Amen. Hallelujah.
Good job.
Oh, okay, unbelievable. Okay, everybody. So this is what we're going to go through today. And as I said again, just because it has that heading, everybody, does not mean it's just for that particular class of persons. So these are things that we should also be considering doing because we're exposed to the same thing, even though we haven't directly had it. And also, very important, these are things that we should be perhaps thinking about gifting to the people that we love and we want to be healed. So we're going to take it at number 1, and I'm just going to make this bigger, okay, so people can see, just so that we can see the 1, 2, 3 quite big. And a lot of people are going to have a lot of aha moments. Oh my God, that's what Candy's been saying we should do. That's what Kid's been saying. Oh my God, that's what Maria's been saying for 3 years. And we didn't believe her. So this is good because this is independent. I've had nothing to do with this graphic. Kid and Candy has had nothing to do with it. And this is why I'm excited. So the first thing for all of us, again, to lift our vibrational frequency, everybody, this is about ascending to 5D, New Earth, lift our vibrational frequency. You can see Medbed technology that is already available. And some of these products I'm going to talk about, I have had the privilege of trying. So I'm going to share my experience. So recently, I wanted to let people know I went into the EES system to try it out. Okay, so what is that? That is this amazing technology that lifts your vibrational frequency. So it's almost like the Tesla biohealers. Everybody knows I've got this. It's like having those on steroids, like having a lot under your bed. Okay. So all it does is lift your vibrational frequency. You go in there. It's a 1-hour session. One thing is I did find it costly. Okay. They allowed me to go in there for free. Okay. So again, this is Nikola Tesla quantum technology. We need to incorporate one of these in our life. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is I have an amazing interview coming up next week, so please look out for it on my channel with the last one that they're recommending, which is Iteracare. Okay, so this is a more affordable option that you can have at home that is around the right frequencies and Nikola Tesla frequencies. Okay, so it's like having this, but in a different form. And from what I'm seeing and hearing, and they're sending me one, and I want to, put it to the test, it's going to be a device that you have that lifts the frequency. However, with these devices, what I've noticed is when you don't have them switched on, they don't work. When you're not in the EES system and you walk and you go home, they're not working. So what system does Maria love? And everybody knows this, and I know Kid and Candy do. X39. I got so excited when I saw this. Guys, this is what I'm wearing. This is the only system on that list that works 24/7. The rest, you've either got to switch them on or switch them off. You've got to have them next to you, next to your bed or whatever, and be sleeping with it. Or, and this is really heavy, I've got to carry it around. Okay? So again, I'm a big, and I know people can say, oh, Maria's, marketing. Yes, I am, because I'm passionate about it, and I have helped heal so many people with that patch. So again, if you're interested in that, go to my website. I have an interview with the owner and founder, David Schmidt, and so many testimonials, including my own. And it is the most affordable on that list. So again, guys, all I'm going to say is on that list, incorporate one of those quantum technologies in your life. Okay, very important that one of those on that list is in your life to lift your vibrational frequency. So that's basically taking the Medbed technology into account, and everybody knows which ones I use. So the second one is they're saying very important that we do some sort of detox, okay, objective. Oh dear, dropping things, which is the removal of, I'm not going to say, guys, I'll just let you read it, okay? So they've given us a whole list there of things that we should be doing. Now, I'll tell you what I'm a big fan of. Spirulina, most definitely. I put it in my smoothies and I encourage everybody, okay? Now, another very important thing is I do recommend that to all my clients in their diet. I also recommend to all my clients, and they're on it, is quercetin and zinc. And guess what, guys? I drink in this glass every day. This is a special powder that a doctor friend of mine has devised, and it has things in the second column, in the third column, and the fourth and the fifth column. So it has all my vitamins, my quercetin, my zinc. It's also got turmeric, ginger. Oh my goodness me. Okay, if you're interested, go to my shop page and look at that and the codes. Okay, so that's the way I take. So please, I highly recommend everybody be on either NAC, quercetin, vitamin D, very important, zinc, all of that. You can get it in one form and not have to take 50 bottles. So
And
what do you think of that? Candy, I want you to speak now.
Oh, I think that's great. And I would also add to that list the glutathione, the master antioxidant. And then for the previous list, you said Iteracare. I have 2 of those.
Tell me your experience. Let's talk.
The Iteracare is pretty wonderful. I use that to stabilize my water, or how would you say that?
Structure it. It structures it.
Structure the water. Yes.
Yeah.
And so we haven't started using it on a regular basis for our bodies, except if we start to have an issue. And
Yes.
I've really encouraged Kid to be blowing that on his lungs, but he's not doing it as much as he could be doing it. And I get it. I mean, because it's the thing about the Iteracare is it's loud.
Yes, and it's the one that you've got to hold. That's the only thing. So what I'm going to demonstrate on the video, the only way that I have found that can be practical is to buy a stand.
Yes, which we did. We have a regular mic stand and then a table mic stand, and we use them both.
Yes. So that's the only thing that I did discuss with the company, that it's just not practical, and you got to switch it on. It's not something that works 24/7. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it is set at a particular frequency, okay? Whereas the technology that I'm wearing adjusts the frequency by emitting light to your body and changes. Do you see? So I said that to them as well, that when you look at the original technology of Rive, which I have done videos on my YouTube channel on this, Rive had about hundreds of settings, and you'd press the buttons depending on what you had. This one doesn't. It stays on just a few. So thank you for that. And glutathione, absolutely agree with you on that. And I also do have a glutathione patch. However, with the third column, guess what? Glutathione comes in with ASEA as well. Because one of the things, we might as well go to the third column, where ASEA is on the top of the list, and everybody knows, of course, it came up on the screen. And I've just started taking that as well, to enhance everything else that I'm doing. It also does aid in time to activate the glutathione. So you see that also links in with what you said? So I'm saying that's a positive. So guys, it's not an accident that is also on the list, okay? And again, we have not prepared this list. This has been independently put together, supporting everything Kid and Candy and I have been saying for years. And again, turmeric, I've got it in here. Vitamin C, I've got it in here. Probiotics, it's in here. Magnesium is in here. So if you can find something like what I take that has a lot of the column 2, 3, 4, 5, you're cooking with gas and you don't have to buy 10 bottles. Okay, this is why I take this, and it tastes like orange juice. And again, you find videos and everything on my website if you're interested under my health store. Now, very important, we're both big fans of this and we've said it, ivermectin, haven't we? How many times have we said this? And of course the H, which I won't say for obvious reasons, everybody. Green tea, of course there's green tea in here. So what we're saying is get the nutrition, everybody. Get the nutrition, get your vitamins, get your minerals. Turmeric has been proven since the ancient times in India. It's an anti-inflammatory. That should be something in our life that we have every day. So again, we're not saying do everything on the list, but you should be doing most of them on your list. And you can do it sort of really easily. And of course, we know the power of mushrooms and so on. And again, why is this column important? It's all about DNA restoration, building the immune system, making the immune system strong. Very important to ward off all these illnesses and everything else. So as I said, I got very excited to see that. So I just over to you, Candy, whether you wanted to add more there on this.
There are places that you could get the HCQ and the horse paste. Just reach out to us and we can guide you for that. And I know that we had someone on our show. I can't think of his name at the moment, but he's got the nanosoma. Do you also have that, Maria?
No, I don't. So I'll tell you what I do. So on the first list, I do the LifeX 39 patches. Why? Because they also reverse age. They do a lot of things, not just lift my vibrational frequency. And had these, but now I'm upgrading from the Tesla Biohealers because I have 2 clients that have got the Iteracare, and they said they feel like they're on high vibe steroids, combining the 2. On the middle list, as I said, I have this powder that covers most of the stuff on the list 2 and 3. This is Athlete, a friend of mine in the USA, makes it a doctor. Okay, so people, there's a 21% discount code if people want on my website.
Wonderful.
On the health store, and it includes zinc, it includes curcumin, it includes vitamin D3, it includes vitamin C, it includes all those vitamins, green tea, oh my goodness me, it includes ashwagandha, electrolytes, ginseng, turmeric, so it includes about 30 things. So do you see that I've saved essentially 20 bottles in one glass, and I have one of these a day. So this was developed for athletes, you know, like the sports people. Yeah. So this is a great friend of mine who's a doctor. It's new. It's only been out for 6 months, by the way. So yeah, and green tea. I drink lots of green tea. So that's what I use. Now there is one thing that I wanted to give a little bit of a warning on. And please have a look at a video if people are interested that I did on the 5D body with Jay. It's to do with the MMS. Again, my personal experience and speaking with regenerative doctors, I've seen some horrifying effects of people taking that not attended by a doctor. Okay? Because they're taking the wrong doses and they're taking it for too long. And this is why I say to people, ASEA is doing the same thing and a safer option. And we stress that with Jay and a biologist. Okay. So, because I did ask that question because I've seen some horrifying stories. So please, I'm not a big fan of it if people are not attended by a qualified health and wellness coach or a doctor. I've had some horror stories coming to me. Whereas you can't get it wrong if you take ASEA. Does that make sense, Candy? Like you don't need supervision for that. It's got quantum technology in it to get the balance right. So it's not going to throw your body out of whack if you have an ounce or 2 ounce too much. So I did want to flag that I am not a fan of that at all. And a lot of the regenerative doctors that I work with are not a fan of it either. Okay, so I'm just going to say that. And I think on this, there should have been something to say, if it was me putting this together, under doctor supervision or health and wellness coach or someone. I don't think people that don't know should be going, and there's a lot of misinformation going on in the Telegram channels. Take this much, take that much. And if you don't get it right, I've seen horrifying results. So that's my personal opinion, everybody. Please don't destroy me for saying that. But, you know, it's just what I see as a health and wellness coach has not been all good. That's all. So at number 2, I did want to flag everybody, and we're going to give you the ingredients because I'm going to move down the screen. They do suggest an amazing detox bath that I also recommend to people, and we're going to give everybody the recipe for that. And I think it would be beneficial for anybody and everybody to just be doing that detox bath. Okay? So it's going to come up and we'll read it. So, so let's go to, how do I get to 4? So how do I make them? Oh, there we go. That's better. So let's get 4 and 5. It's the best that I can do, everybody, for 4 and 5. I do apologize. So number 4 is basically the inhibitors. I won't say anything else. You can see the rest of it there. And we can see some wonderful things being recommended there. I've always been a big fan of Dandelion Root. I have to tell you, since a very young girl, I've consumed it. In Greece, it's consumed a lot, like dandelion greens, dandelion root, whether in the form of like dandelion coffee or whatever. I'm also a very big fan of black cumin seed oil. Why? Because black cumin seed oil is nature's ivermectin. So what I do is I have these drops, which are with CBD oil, and always, guys, look at me, put it underneath your tongue. Always underneath the tongue.
Yeah, because
even if you're taking ivermectin. What do you say, Ken?
Yes, because that's the place in the mouth that gets absorbed right into the bloodstream very, very quickly.
Absolutely. So I have one that people can go and research to see what I take on my website. This is someone that I knew in Australia that had, and it's made in Colorado, and it is medicinal grade. So this is heavy duty, and you cannot take more than one, like every 2 days. It's that strong. So I just did 2 today, which is a bit much. But anyway, pine needle tea we've all heard of, but sometimes I find that's not practical, Candy, because a lot of people can't even find fresh pine needles. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's more a seasonal thing.
Aren't they saying that white pine needle is more important for the tea, especially with the poison apple? And
Yes.
then how do you find white pine trees, right?
It's challenging. So I try to offer solutions, like, to my clients and anybody that watches me, that are practical. And what's practical to find? Black cumin seed is practical. Fennel is seasonal again. And then I say to people, do a fennel seed tea. Some people don't like the taste. So there's all that sort of stuff. Why do I combine my black cumin seed oil with CBD? Candy, I don't know if you remember the days with Jason Q when we did the shows. We went through that document of Majestic 21.
I remember that.
And remember that 600-page document. Guys, you can find it under files, both in my channel, and I know the High Vibes Up. It should still be there under files in the Telegram channel, because I remember forwarding it to you guys. So it should be there. You can download and read it. It's more effective. The black cumin seed oil is more effective and more potent when combined with CBD oil. And not just that, CBD oil was given to us, and it's in that document. This is why I'm referring people to that, for the evidence. was given to us by our galactic brothers and sisters. So CBD is not a plant that is unique to Gaia. It was given for our healing for this and other purposes. It's anti-inflammatory, anti-cancerous. I could be here all day. So for me, rather than having one bottle of CBD oil, which is what I used to do, and one separate cumin seed oil, it's now combined in one bottle. So therefore, I can keep my costs down and not take like 50,000 things, because it can get overwhelming to have to remember the routine you have to do each day. So we're trying to make it easy. So again, guys, we need to be looking at doing something also in that column as a daily routine. And again, take what resonates with you, take what you can easily find. So that's all I really wanted to say for column 4. So this is why black cumin seed is very important. It's an inhibitor and preventative. So that's the one I've chosen. But if you can get white pine needle tea, oh my God, go crazy. Personally, I tried it once and I didn't like the taste. So I'm a little bit precious with taste. So I couldn't do it. But you know what I mean? But if you can, go crazy. So number 5, now this is an important one, because now we're sort of touching on nutrition, but I'm going to leave nutrition till we get to the left, which is the baseline. You can see on the far left. So I won't speak about what foods we should be looking at eating just yet. I'll just hold on. So here is where they are addressing some things that we can do in terms of physical activity, and in terms of some mind stuff and some spiritual stuff, but there is a lot of stuff missing. There's a lot more therapies and things, and I'll throw some of those in. So I do yoga, as you know, straight after this. I've got yoga on Wednesdays, you know that, Candy. So for me, that's my stretching that I do, and walking. As Hippocrates said, if we can give everybody the right amount of food and the right amount of exercise, we would have a recipe for complete health. So exercise is really important. Even if it's just a 30-minute walk, and then stretch. You've got to stretch to allow everything to go in the body and to clear it out. Low resistance exercise, nature therapy. Oh my goodness me, how important is grounding, Candy? I don't know what to tell you. I have to take my shoes off and just go on the sand. Well, not in the snow. I mean, it's snowing in New York City. But you know what I say to my to my loved ones and my customers in New York? I say, you know what I do is I used to go to Central Park, Candy, and I used to gather leaves and like twigs and different things from nature, and I put them on my yoga mat. And when I'm doing yoga, I'm stepping on them. So I'm bringing nature to me.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So in the wintertime, and I've got like a little jar of like sand and different things, and that's what I used to do in New York City. Put it on my yoga mat and then carefully put it back in the jar. So that still is grounding and works. Okay, because I don't expect people to walk out in the snow and start stepping that. They'll think you're crazy. You could do it. So how do you ground, Candy? What's your best way? What do you do?
I barefoot a lot. And if I can barefoot outside when it's cold, I do that as well. So we have grounding mats and grounding sheets. And that's something that has, what is that metal that they use? They use a form of
Copper?
metal. What's that?
Is it copper?
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
So they use copper,
'cause-
and then there's a plug that you can plug into the third part of the outlet, the little round spot, and it grounds you to Mother Gaia. So
yeah, amazing.
yeah,
Yep.
so if you're working or sleeping, you can still be grounded.
Yeah. So you know how I do it? I wear copper. I take a copper tablet and this activates the copper peptide. So wearing copper is also another substitute, just to give people options, and then they can decide what they want to do. So copper is very important. Not only that, in ancient Greece and also my family, we cooked in copper utensils and pots, and we drank out of copper cups, Candy.
Copper cups is amazing.
But see how they took all that away and said glass, and it's, yeah. So very important. I also, as people know, I use copper and do electroculture on my lanai with all my fruit and veggies, and they're growing like crazy. Yep. And pennies. I've put pennies in the soil.
Oh, that's amazing.
Sorry?
I said, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm incorporating a lot of this with my plants, like light frequency. I'm putting crystals, like quartz crystals, and they're responding. People don't realize that they respond. And another thing that Jay suggested is put some of that ASEA in your plants. So that's something I'm going to try. So do you see how all of this comes from nature, but can also be applied not just to us, but to nature? Making sense? Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Absolutely, everybody. And your pets. Oh, my God. And your pets. So a lot of this, not everything is also safe for pets. Again, have a look at all the videos that we've done, because, we discussed both those options. Okay, nature therapy. Now, sound bath healing. Very important, sound therapy.
Hang on. Before we move on, I just want to let everyone know that in the description is Maria's ASEA link. So if you would like to check it out, try it out, just go to the description. You can press on that, select contact me, and leave your phone number so someone can get back to you. And if not, then you can, Jay is part of our ASEA admin team, and we've got the number there. Same with Hillis. You can text or call them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they use yours or mine. We're part of the same family. I just want to put that out there. Okay. To me, it makes, no difference. So thank you. That's very sweet of you. So sound bathing, I can't emphasize enough how important it is before people go to sleep that they listen to some sort of sound healing. Now, I post last week on my Rumble channel an Arcturian Medbed sound healing meditation. And I got so many amazing feedback from people saying, Maria, when I did this, I had a better sleep. I had this lucid dreaming. I had this, I had that. So I've just given people an example because I'm also partly Arcturian, and that's why, or Arcturian, however you want to say it. That's why I give those kinds of examples. And of course, people will see in my videos what other sound healing, if they go to my health store, I use. So I'm not going to go into that at all. So different plant medicines. Oh, my goodness me. Now, this is an important one. Truther, literature, and podcasts. Now, didn't we have this discussion?
Okay, where are we at?
Oh, no, we're still at number 5.
Okay, right, can we...
Number 5. I can't quite get it up. Oh, there we go. And let me get it bigger. So sound bath. Oh, that's better. Guys, can you see that better?
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, we discussed this, I can't remember when. Truth and literature and podcasts. People don't realize that if they're still listening to Intel, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen with the RV? What's going to happen to this? This is not considered truth and literature and podcasts. So things like what we're talking about today, Candy, people improving their health, but helping other people's health improve is important, okay? Because you are taking on that vibrational frequency of those low vibe people. So I am so glad that made the list. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So there's the music that you recommended. There's also Tesla. He's got like Hertz music that you can listen to.
Yeah.
There's also Solfeggio, and
Yes.
HVO family knows that is played about 24/7 here in this house.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
one
So
of
we're
those.
talking about the 432 hertz, which is the agape frequency, as I call frequency of love. We're talking about the 528 hertz frequencies. So I have done a video in the past, and it's on my YouTube channel, where I cover different frequencies of food. 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 Oh my God. Well, food does have different frequencies, but music is what we're talking about. And for example, if I remember correctly, 174 was for pain. So there's like different frequencies, hertz, target different particular chakra points or different parts of the body. So this is what we're talking about here. However, what I posted last week is very unique because it is the sound frequency of the celestial chambers on the Arcturian. So they're 9-dimensional frequency and above. Okay, so it takes all of those that we just said, plus ones that we have never heard of on this planet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is going to be the amazing thing, because when we ascend to 5D, we're going to be hearing stuff we've never heard. We're going to be seeing stuff we've never seen. Well, like your light language. We're going to be hearing your light language and think, what is that? That's really high vibrational frequency, your light language.
Mm-hmm. It is.
So guys, watch the episodes on Gnostic TV on the light language, and just by listening to Candy, you're taking in those frequencies as well. So that's another way to listen to that. Now, meditation, well, we all know how effective that is. But in this column, I could actually incorporate a lot more. And then I would like for you to make some other suggestions, perhaps that are not here and I haven't made. And I'm going to go back to ancient Greece. Other ones in terms of soul and spirit are prayer. Very important. Meditation is the listening. Prayer is the asking. So I think that's a big one, prayer that was missed out. And we're not talking about religious prayer here. We're talking about prayer to Mother, Father, God, the monad, as the ancient Greeks called the creator. Okay? A lot of people don't manifest, because they're not on a high vibrational frequency. They're not doing any of this or anything in each of these columns to lift their vibrational frequency. And they're not doing the asking. So if you're not going to do the asking and have a communion and a companionship relationship with Mother, Father, God, like the Palladians and everybody else does, how do you expect to manifest anything? Okay, so that's a really important one that all our galactics, brothers and sisters, do. That's really missing on here. And again, guys, please watch our episodes on star seeds that High Vibes Up and I have done. We've already done 2 on the Palladians, and we go into the way that they pray and spirituality, haven't we? Candy. Mm-hmm. So guys, watch that. It's all in there so you can see how they do it, because if we're going to go to 5D, we need to be doing what they're doing. Okay? And what I'm talking about here is about getting your 5D body, what we're talking about. And again, we're going to cover food in a minute. We haven't forgotten. So other things the ancient Greeks did was massage therapy, very important. I also recommend massage, but be careful who's actually massaging you. Their energy is very important. So energy healing, which is a lot of the quantum energy healing that you do, Kid and Candy, both of you guys, that deserves sort of mention in here. Salt therapy, as they did in ancient Greece. Oh my goodness me, I could be here all day. There's over 100 other therapies that could fit in here that could help, that I've covered in many videos under High Vibe, Mind, and Spirit. I've done separate ones that people can just take. Art therapy, anything that lifts your vibrational frequency there that I wanted to say. So there is a lot more that could fit in here. Crystal therapy. We all know how important crystals are. I'm surrounded by crystals. And can I say another thing that I have up on my wall, and it's here in every corner, is the mapping projects. They're those triangles, light codes. So I've actually purchased his light codes, and I have them all over my apartment. And then crystal spacing. Yeah. So crystals, light codes, that kind of stuff. So I'm just telling people what I do. It's not a secret. And, again, take what resonates. So aromatherapy is a big one. And I couldn't see that on there because having essential oils in the background is also helping detox. So again, all those therapies that I just mentioned, and I'm just going to put it over to you as to which other ones, but I could be here all day on this one.
So are you on number 5 when you're speaking about
yes,
all these
yes. So
things?
we're just speaking about those, high vibe activities, so to speak, or therapies.
Well, if he's just giving a general general idea, then they're getting the rest of it from doing their deep dives, doing the research, talking to friends, because that's how I learned about yoga. Is I was talking to a friend. Oh, where are you going? I'm going to yoga. What's that? Right? So we learned about that, hanging out with Maria's videos and our videos and other people's videos. You learn about a lot of different things. And what is it that kid always says? He says, an empty mind is a pure mind. A pure mind gets you to your goal. So there's always the inner work as well, and that is practicing an empty mind. And lately, there has been so much grumpiness in me. I've had to shush. Remember we talked about shushing the thoughts, the words, the noise in the mind. Shh, just shh, shushing it. And it really works. And so that's all part of the physical fitness, and it's all part of soul nourishment. Because what happens to our soul when we're not nourished and we're angry? It affects every part of us. This whole thing that I'm going through with kid, I get stressed out so much, I've started breaking out into stress hives. Now, I'm looking at that and thinking, all right, what do I need to do to be able to continue to do everything I'm doing and maintain peace around me, within me, and in my mind? So, and I've also been doing some emotional eating too. Just not been, real happy and not dealing with the stress very well and the fear of losing my son.
And I can tell you won't, because as we've discussed, I've gone through the same thing. Well, not exactly the same thing. I'm sorry, I take that back. A similar thing in terms of my collapsed lungs, not being able to breathe for 2 years. People may not know they removed 3/4 of my left lung. So for 2 years, I was in and out of hospital. I've had multiple surgeries on my body. I mean, if people looked at me naked, which I'm not going to do, I'm just saying.
Come on, Maria.
I know, get naked, Maria, on high vibes. That'll really lift the vibration. That'll really lift the vibrational frequency of everybody. But I have that many scars on my body, is the point that I want to make, of that much surgery that I have had. And this is what triggered me to go on this health and wellness and become a qualified health and wellness coach and work with regenerative doctors, because I did not want people to have to experience not being able to breathe. I had to have machinery to help me breathe for over 2 years. I was on tablets, Ventolin, Beclaford. Oh my God, I can even still remember the names of the medication. Shocking. All of this because I could not breathe. There's nothing worse. So I'm validation that if I can go through all of this and the surgery, as I said, 3/4 of my left lung, and thrive. And now I have been ill-free for over 20 years. Over 20 years, ill-free. But I want to inspire people that if I can be from the bottom of the pits and then rise above it and do. And really what I did is what I'm talking about here. I mean, of course, X39, ASEA, and a black cumin seed oil and stuff like that didn't exist at my time. I didn't know about them to do them, but I'm doing them now. But a lot of the other stuff that we're talking about, including this detox bath, which I will bring close, but our picture's in there. So when I expand it, we kind of lose it. So I'll have to call it out. So detox baths are very important. So bath therapy. So I'm going to encourage you tonight, Candy, to do this bath. Even if you don't have all the ingredients, doesn't matter. It would still work. And that helps you just, calm. So I'll talk about the ingredients that are suggested here, and then we'll talk some variation. So we're supposed to soak for 40 minutes in hot water. Add some or all of the following. And you can add to this 1 cup of borax, 2 cups of magnesium salt, half a box of baking soda, bentonite clay, alfalfa, and
diatomaceous earth.
Sorry, I can't even see that. It's not clear. Yeah, so that's the other powder. So again, you may not have that down the bottom. I don't have that. But you know what I will do? I will do magnesium. I will do baking soda. I definitely have bentonite clay. Add some essential oils, lavender, to calm you. If you're in pain, add peppermint oil. Peppermint oil helps with muscle aches, pains. You see? So again, I do have a video on my YouTube channel on aromatherapy, and I go through all the essential oils and what they're good for. Again, aromatherapy, another therapy, ancient Greek word, aromatherapy, ancient Greek word, aroma, meaning beautiful healing fragrance therapy. So, so have a bath, everybody. It's just amazing. So I think that's what you need. I've been guided tonight, a bath. And shut everybody up. And you know what? In the background, play my 1 hour and 15 minute Arcturian Medbed meditation. Oh my God. And just listen to the sounds and just have a bath. I'm telling you.
Should you choose to use alfalfa, and let's say when my girlfriend did this, she went and got the alfalfa straw. And she said it was such a mess. So what she discovered was if you put it in a pillowcase and tie that up, you can submerge the pillowcase and get all the medicinal benefits without having to clean up all that straw in your bath or it going down your piping.
Yeah, or cheesecloth. I use cheesecloth, because I'm a chef, of course, as well. So I always have, because I make my own cheese, by the way. So I do have a lot of cheesecloth, and it's very inexpensive if you don't want to use your pillowcases, because it does stain them sometimes and you can't get it off. Whereas with cheesecloth, you can sort of discard it. And what I do is I also have lavender seeds. So instead of essential oils, I'll put lavender seeds in the cheesecloth, tie it up, and put that in my bath. Or I'll get other, lovely dried flowers, fragrant flowers. So yeah, excellent idea. So great way to minimize the mess, because I do, also find that bentonite clay does make a mess in my bath. It sticks to the sides. So some people may opt not to use that, but instead put a little bit in water and drink that. Okay, again, it will detox, get all the ooky stuff cling onto it and come out. Okay, so that's why I like the fact that they say add some of or all of the following. Okay, so change it up, guys. Put essential oils, do whatever, create. You know what else I do sometimes? If in the wintertime when I've got like a lot of oranges, I peel them and I put the orange peels in my bath.
Oh, you smell like fun.
Oh, I do. I'm like a chick magnet. I'm joking. But you know what I mean. But what I'm trying to say is you can get creative. I see a lot of people throw out the peels of lemons and oranges, and yet that's where all the oil is. It's in the peel. Put it in your bath.
Right. I toss it all the time.
Yeah, no, stick it in your bath tonight, you know. So we're just trying to give people lots of ideas. And again, what resonates with you and what draws you. Again, I say to people, meditate, ask Mother, Father God to lead you to the direction as to, you know, what to invest in. But you have to invest in some things in each of those columns for your health. Now looking over to the left here, which is really important, is baseline. Okay, so this one we're going to together spend a little bit of time, which is this is where the food component comes in, but also the environment. Now we've spoken before how the 5G, Bluetooth, all of this stuff, Wi-Fi affects us. And again, I'm not going to go into it. In the first episode we ever did, I told everybody what I did, which was the Somavedi. Go have a look at that and see if it resonates with you. Also, crystals, orgonite works as well. Okay, not as effective as the Somavedic, but you know, orgonite also works for 5G, Bluetooth, and all of that. The reason why I have that device is I also structure my water. I have it next to my big water thing, and it's just constantly structuring it. So again, you got to do something toward all those energies that are coming in toxic from, they're hitting us from around. Again, it says remove artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, most seed oils. What are we talking about here? Canola oil, vegetable oil, peanut oil, all corn oil, cottonseed oil, all of them are toxic. They inflame your body. So you could be doing all these wonderful things up the top, but then you're delaying the positive effects by putting this stuff in your body. So GMOs, preservatives, sugar, aluminium. I'm going to add alcohol. I'm going to add more to this list. White flowers, anything white, whether it's flour, whether it's sugar, toxic for the body. The body doesn't recognize it. And when you put it in, it goes into inflammation mode. Okay. So I'm going to add more. If you want to know more about this, we discussed the Palladian diet in our Starseed episode. That is the diet that we should be on. The Palladian 5D diet, or as I call it, the Ascension diet. And I have a video just on the Ascension diet, and I go to it in detail on my Rumble channel. So have a look at that. So what else are we talking about? We need to be getting good probiotics into our body. We need to be having, at a minimum, if we can, please, everybody, fruit and vegetables that are certified organic, if we can call it, because they're not 100%, but at least ones that don't have the pesticides and all that toxic stuff that they spray on them. Okay, so as close as possible to nature is high vibration. What are we moving into in 5D? We're going to have community gardens where we grow everything. So there's not going to be processed food. So throw the processed food out. If it's made in a factory, plant, throw it out. If it's made in a plant, by a plant in nature, that's what we should be eating. And not only that, please be careful. At the moment, they're putting insects as a new insect powder in most of the processed stuff. They've just been sticking it in there. So have a look at all the brands of processed foods that you are eating, because they've put a new addition. And guess what? Our bodies cannot process insect powder. It actually inflames them and causes them. Okay, so please be careful, everybody. Read your labels. If you don't recognize the ingredient and there's a number or a letter, you shouldn't be eating it. It's like whatever grandma recognizes is what we should be eating. We covered alcohol. So really as close as possible to nature. Another thing is we want to very slowly minimize our meat, chicken, and whatever consumption, fish. Why? Because they've also been injecting them with parasites. Okay, sorry. That's why you should never eat raw sushi. So we want to minimize also the parasite intake. Second of all, our Palladians and all our others, brothers and sisters, do not eat any of that anyway. Okay, it's very low vibrational frequency. But again, as close as possible to nature and in your time, okay? In your time. Please be compassionate and kind to yourself. You can't do everything all at once. So that's what I really wanted to say. So I'm over to you, Candy, and then I'll keep thinking about what I've missed here.
Okay, so let's circle back, girl, to
Yes,
bentonite
where would you like me
clay.
to take the
Oh, no,
screen?
it's perfect.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is a bentonite clay for cosmetics, and there's a food grade bentonite clay. So when you are looking at adding it to a drink and ingesting it, you want to make sure it's a food grade bentonite clay because there are impurities in the other one that could harm you.
Yes, yes, good point. Yes, I failed to say that. So you're absolutely right. And more on food, nuts and seeds, very important. A lot of people feel the need to eat protein such as meat and what have you because they're not getting enough fats. So very important that we incorporate a lot of fats. I have a lot of hemp oil. I have a lot of hemp seeds, avocados, good fats, olive oil. I have a lot of olive oil. A lot of people don't know that in Greece, we consume about 1 cup. Oh, sorry, it's my Aloha Mahalo cup. We consume about a cup of extra virgin olive oil a day. So, and we know how, I'm not saying go and drink 1 cup. You know what I'm saying? In all our cooking salads and all that, it amounts to that much. It is so good for your health. So good oils, guys. Coconut oil is good. Avocado oil. None of these other crappy ones. So nut milks are very important. Again, make sure they haven't put other toxic ingredients. They are putting other toxic ingredients in there. So really as close as possible to nature is what I want to say without harming Gaia and the energy of Gaia.
And I was looking up alfalfa because I know alfalfa is loaded with vitamins and minerals. And the body likes things that are natural. It knows what to do with real food. So I ordered myself a big jar of alfalfa in capsules because if my memory serves me right, it's just missing one item that our body needs. It has all the minerals and vitamins that our body needs. And so we take that here,
Yes.
a couple of those a day.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I actually grow my sprouts on my countertop at home. So I grow broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, sunflower sprouts. So I just bought organic seeds. You know, you can get them with mixed types of greens, and I grow them. As we pointed out on our Palladian video diet, the highest vibrational frequency of fruit and vegetables is greens. The greens are the highest, and they also detox. This is why I encourage people to have a lot of greens, such as dandelion, sprouts, and what have you. Not only that, the highest vibrational frequency green is sprouts. It also has enzymes that our body needs. Enzymes are very important for our digestion, for our gut, and as Hippocrates said, all disease begins in the gut. Now, when someone's mind is out of balance, the first thing I work on fixing is the gut. And I find in most cases, when I fix the gut and what they're eating, this gets into balance. And then I see what's remaining in terms of what else is it? Some past life issue, some past issue that happened to them in this life that we need to work on mind therapy. Do you see? And so this is where this does not cover it. Okay, because you could do all this, but the missing link is the mind therapy. Okay, because I work, with a lot of clients. Well, not all the time. That now they don't need me, most of them, which is good. They self-heal because I've given them the tools and practices, but most of them, they could be doing all of this. But if I don't fix the mind, then because the mouth goes where the mind goes. So if you're eating junk food, emotional eating, it's because your mind is preoccupied. You've got a lot on. Oh my God, stressy. that's when what is going in my mouth is telling me where Maria's at and what's going on in her life. I pay attention.
Oh,
Because
I
when you're
can.
happy, whatever, so we're not judging, we're just saying it's important to, there's a link.
So, while you sin, be aware of your sin.
Yes, but see, but you know what the word sin really means? They've actually destroyed the meaning. I teach a course in miracles that people can find on the Learn It Live website. And the definition of sin is not what religion told us. The definition of sin is a lack of love. It's a lack of love. That's all it is.
That fits too.
Yeah,
So why you're not loving yourself? Why you're stuffing yourself with Snicker bars and Diet Dr Pepper?
exactly. And look, that's okay. We're not judging. It's okay. We all go there. We've all been there. But what I'm trying to say, again, mind therapy. So there's a few little links. It's fantastic. I got very excited when I saw this excellent work, but there are just some little tweaking, missing little things. And why do I know this? Because I have been a health and wellness coach for years and years and years. I did not emerge in the last 3 years like all these so-called, oh my God, I'm experts in everything. You know what I'm trying to say? I have been through so many illnesses, Candy, as you know. So therefore, I had to learn what works and what doesn't work, and then work with my clients. So this is why I can look at this and I can tell you where the gaps are. Okay, because it's experience and it's years with clients and what I've seen. So again, guys, please don't forget to do the mind work and the spiritual work in addition to eating the right food, doing the quantum healing and the ASEA and everything else that we've said, and the exercise. Because I can tell you now, since there's a lot of people in this building that are doing amazing exercise, eating well, and this is a mess. This is a mess, and they've got all illnesses. And they're going, Maria, what should I do? What should I do, Maria? I'm eating well, I'm exercising, their bodies look great on the outside, but the mind is a mess. So it's all linked. We can't just address one thing and not the other. And that's all I wanted to say. And I wanted to thank, the deep state mapping, what's his name? Dylan, I think it is, because I think he's done an amazing job. So I want to say thank you and give him amazing credit for this. And really, he's validated for me, I can only speak for myself, everything that I suggest to my clients, but that I work with my clients to do, and a few more things that are not on here. So this is amazing, and deep gratitude to him for putting this together.
Absolutely. So I want to bring you to sugar.
Yes.
Did you know that sugar lowers your immune system?
It's equivalent to cocaine.
Cocaine
So
does
you
that
may as
too?
well take sorry?
Cocaine lowers your immune system too?
It's as addictive as cocaine, and it absolutely does the same thing. People don't realize that when you're having lots of white sugar, you might as well take cocaine. It's the same thing. I'm not encouraging it, please. I'm not saying go take it. Oh my God, please. I don't
No one's thinking that, Maria.
Oh, I'm just saying. So what are some good alternatives? Let's suggest them. So good alternatives are like maple syrup if you need sweetener. I use date syrup, as in the dates. I use Greek honey that's been infused with thyme or oregano. So therefore you get the antibiotics effects of oregano in it. You see? So again, please be careful. A lot of honey is blended here with high corn sucrose syrup. You know what I mean? So be careful. Some of it's blended. Not all, just because it says honey, check the labels. Okay, we're talking about the natural stuff. Another one that I use when I make cakes is coconut sugar. It's the same measurement as white sugar, but it doesn't spike your insulin and do all those sort of things. So you see, we have lots of amazing other alternatives to sweeten our cup of tea.
I also like monk fruit and stevia.
Again, stevia, be very careful. I'm just saying it not to you because you know. Some of the stevia is blended, okay? And it's not the real stevia. So again, read the label, make sure it is the actual stevia from the leaf.
Mm-hmm.
The raw stuff. So we've given people really a lot of a bit of a checklist here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different boxes, and then plus what they eat, very important. Plus, have your detox bath. Plus, what are you doing with your EMFs, 5Gs, and Wi-Fi and whatever. So really, it's a matter of people going and seeing what resonates and trying it, reading the testimonials, listen to the people. I've given people what I do, so have you. But the other point that I want to make is you and I don't recommend things unless they work. Mm-hmm. And we've done our research, and they're on this list for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually don't remember seeing this before, and it surprised me that the Iteracare and the ASEA is on it, and then some of the other things that we don't like to mention on YouTube.
Yes.
The horse paste.
Yes.
The hydroxy. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
And I was gonna take Kid to the EE system, but I have on order a healing device that is supposed to work very much like that. And so I'm excited to get that and see what that does.
Yes. I'll be honest with you. I've been in that system. I was there for an hour. When I left after that, it stops working. Okay? So what I'm recommending, again, guys, what resonates with you, but this is what my video is going to be, is to use the X39, Iteracare, and ASEA in combination. But the Iteracare, you need to put it on the stand, okay? It's ridiculous you sitting there and holding it, okay?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so those three pretty much, in my opinion, cover 1 and 2, unless the other device, and I know you don't want to name it, it's okay, works based on the right frequencies and Nikola Tesla, because that's what I've just said. Those three things work on Nikola Tesla and right frequencies, which are proven to do the job, okay? And then choose whatever vitamin mineral combination that you want. I always put spirulina, and I alternate with, I can never pronounce it, CHLORELLA. I'm sorry, I can never pronounce it properly. I put one of those 2 powders in my smoothie. Number 2.
Wait a minute, which one can you not pronounce? Is it on 1, 2, or 3?
Number 2.
Chlorella. Chlorella.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so, and again, guys, you cook at home as much as possible. And again, people may not know, I've started, as of this month, I'm doing online cooking classes. If you're interested, come and join me. And it's all about Ascension diet, Mediterranean-based diet recipes.
Nice.
Okay? I'm going to be going through the different combinations of why we combine things to lift the vibrational frequency.
It's a must go to, guys.
Yeah, so come, and then we're all together, we're all high vibe up, talking, cooking, whatever, and with our beverage in our hand and having a lot of fun. So again, take what resonates. So and as another thing, green tea, although it does have a lot of green tea here with what I'm drinking in this mixture, I also drink green tea throughout the day. So I have a second cup, which no one can see, but it's a teacup. But anyway, with the background, you can't see. So I'm also sipping all day long green tea. So I'm doing quite a few things on a lot of this. Now, because I eat a lot of nuts, I'm getting selenium in my Brazil nuts. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So nuts tend to have a lot of that. So I don't need to take the supplement. So again, guys, we're not saying rush out and get 20 bottles of supplement. because some of the food we're eating already has it. I mean, we don't have to go crazy with spending a lot of money on these things. We've highlighted, the important things. And then again, very important, physical activity. Go for a walk outside. Doesn't cost anything. Do some stretching. Doesn't cost anything. Give yourself a beautiful bath. You deserve it. Put some beautiful, high vibe music, the frequencies, that we both outlined. And again, if you're going to give family a gift, please stop giving those bullshit 3D gifts. Flowers, this, that. We shouldn't be cutting flowers anyway. They don't cut flowers at the Pleiades and other planets, okay? They have them in a pot, okay? They don't cut them and kill them. So give something like this to someone in your family that, with my brother-in-law who got this because he couldn't visit my sister on her dying bed, I've sent him a lot of this stuff that I just discussed. And I said, I'll take this, it's good for you. And he goes, Maria, I'm already noticing a difference. I'm doing it all. I'm doing this. I've noticed high energy. So you see how you do it? You give it as a gift. And you're helping them. You don't give them BS, a cup, or this bullshit or whatever 3D stuff that's going to disappear. How is a cup or a bunch of flowers or the latest game or whatever else, clothes or whatever, going to help people to ascend along with us? I don't understand that kind of gift giving. I always give the gift of health. That's what I say to people. Always the gift of health.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, why? Because I want even those people affected. We're also affected indirectly. I stress that. If you're eating out at restaurants, if you're getting takeout, you are also affected. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It comes off and it falls in, okay? So we all need to be doing something. But again, if you love someone, give them the gift of health and do what you can to help them ascend and live. Because I tell you what, losing my sister, Candy, and it was her 1-year anniversary the other day, I'm still devastated. And knowing it's from this, you have no idea. I still have not gotten over it. I don't want anybody else to experience it, basically.
Yeah.
And on the same day, her dog left. Can you believe it? Her dog chose the same day to leave and join her, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, which was the other day. But that's okay. That is life. So I hope that this has been useful for people, and I hope they've enjoyed this, and I hope we've given them some food for thought to help them.
Absolutely. Oh, well, it's helped me. I mean, even though I have studied much of this stuff, I always love the refreshers, because it's hard to keep all this information in your head, especially when you're going through stuff. And there have been days when I've woken up and thought to myself, I just can't put two cells together to think a straight thought.
Yeah.
Just in motion.
Yeah. Well, now we can print this graphic. And of course, people can go to the deepstatemappingproject.com. It's free. And they can just download it and print it and put it up on the wall. And I encourage everybody to get a highlighter and make sure they have at least, 2 on the first column, most of the vitamins and minerals on every other column, and incorporate some therapy. So really highlight and make sure you're doing things in every single column is my suggestion. And that is what 5D is all about. A 5D body is all about covering every single box, in addition to the baseline, which we discussed, is having a pure diet as far as possible, close to nature. And baths are very important to be incorporating. Now, since I moved from New York City, because this may affect other people, they may not have a bath, okay? So in New York City, I actually had a bathtub. Here in Hawaii, a lot of the places don't come with bathtubs. Why? Because there's a shortage of water, okay? So they don't encourage. So what I do is I go to the beach and have a salt bath. and just bathe and take in nature and the sun and say, thank you, God, thank you, cleanse me, cleanse me. So I do a little bit of a prayer like that and cleansing. So you can find another way to sort of do it, or go to a spa, to one of those sort of Turkish baths or something. I'm just saying, water is very cleansing, very important, even to sit underneath the shower. And what I also say to people is put some eucalyptus leaves underneath your shower head, or some other organic leaves. And when the water hits those leaves, it infuses all those aromas from the leaves, the oils, and it just cleanses you. So you can really create a bath in different ways without having a bathtub.
Well, this sounds like a really good place to wrap up. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we close? Why don't we stop the screen share?
Oh, yes, please. Sorry, let me do that. I beg your pardon. Where's the stop
It should
share?
be on
I
the
beg
top.
your pardon. Yes, I can see you. Oh my
Wonderful.
God. We've grown. We're in Tartarian. Now we're back to Tartarian times. I'm big again. I'm a giant again.
Lovely.
So thank you. Thank you. I got very excited when I saw this, and I thought people would be interested.
Oh, it's a great show. In my opinion, it was a fabulous show.
Thank you. Mother, Father, God, who guided us both. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we love you. I'm sorry Kid's not here to give his farewell speech, but we love you. We're so glad that you joined us, and do come back and join us often. We appreciate having you, and we'll see you later. Love you.
Probably not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Always go with the choice that scares you the most, because it's the choice that's going to help you grow.
Wow.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes.
Hey, best friend. Wait. To the person seeing this, I know you're tired. I know you're fed up and so close to breaking. But remember, you have strength within you even when you feel weak. Keep fighting, best friend.